spoke a word, you were singing over me. You have been so, so good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. You have been so, so kind to me. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. And I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you yourself away. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. I was your foe, still your love fought for me. You have been so, so good to me. When I felt no worth, you paid it all for me. You have been so, so kind to me. And oh, the overwhelming, God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. And I couldn't earn it, and I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. No wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. And oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. And I couldn't earn it, and I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God, yeah.
Hi, I'm Skip Johnson, Associate Pastor at Cannon United Methodist Church. It's good to be with you. We're out on the prayer trail back behind the church, and it's green and it's lovely, and there's an early morning light. I want to just check in with you and ask, how are your moorings doing? Those things that keep you steady and solid during the days. It's easy to feel them kind of being overwhelmed these days. You may need to make sure they're planted securely so that a storm can't wash you away. There's plenty of wind right now that's pushing everyone and moving us and shifting us all around. I was reading the other day from a book that was an older book. You might remember the name or heard the name Erich Fromm. Erich Fromm, F-R-O-M-M. Fromm was a psychoanalytic writer from the 1950s, and he wrote a really popular book that you can sometimes stumble across at used book sales. It was called The Art of Loving, The Art of Loving. His writing inspired a lot of people to think more seriously about love and about what love is. That it's not simply this shallow feeling that you get caught up in, but it's actually something that can be cultivated and something that you can work to develop in yourself. Fromm developed a list of principles that he believed were necessary to really be able to maturely love. Not something that really just is a fly-by-night, a flash-by-night, but something that is a mature love that really orients you toward other people in your life in a loving, caring way. Fromm offered 5 principles to be practiced, and you can practice these all the time. The first one he said is important is acknowledgement. And by acknowledgement, he meant you acknowledge this is where I am now, and I am starting from here. These are my circumstances in the moment, whatever they might be. So let me begin here without any denial, without any pretend, trying to say there's something they're not, but to realize and to acknowledge, breathe deep, and that this is the moment from which I start, and acknowledge that. The second one was to acknowledge your circumstances and then to accept this is what it is and to start from there. Because now you show up in that moment and you're actually very present. And you're in the here and now. You're not lost in distraction. You're not lost in diversion. You don't try to anesthetize yourself by alcohol, by drugs, by too much continual kind of internet over and over and over again to kind of put yourself to sleep. But you show up. You show up and accept, I'm moving forward from this place. That you realize, I have to claim my adult self to be able to move forward in life and make a difference in the world. The third principle for Fromm was validation. By validation, he meant be open to what is coming into your life today and also what comes into your thoughts. Be open to the people that you come in contact with and validate those that are around you and acknowledge them as well as accept them, to use the first 2 principles. But validation, the third principle. The fourth principle that Fromm emphasized was recognition. Understand the significance of being seen and how you see others. To actually see another person. The clerk in the grocery line when you're kind of paying for groceries that you need. The delivery person that brings something to your door, you happen to open and see them. To be able to recognize and see them clearly and allow them to feel your recognition and again feel validated, feel accepted, and then acknowledgement of this is the circumstances we are in together. The fifth, and this is incredibly important, is gratitude. Acknowledgement, acceptance, validation, recognition, and gratitude. Because Fromm saw that gratitude is the practice that opens up the heart. And to be able to move into a spirit of thanksgiving for what comes to you today, to allow a heart of compassion to connect you beyond yourself. Gratitude for the fact that I can breathe deeply in this world. Gratitude that you have the gift of life. Gratitude that you can hear this amazing world all around you. Gratitude to the God that blesses you and holds you and continues to call you forward. So the principles again: acknowledgement, acceptance, validation, recognition, and a heart of gratitude. I want to end with a prayer. This is again from Circle of Grace by Jan Richardson. I've used this quite often. I cannot tell you how the light comes. What I know is that it is more ancient than imagining. That it loves searching out what is lost, what is forgotten, what is in peril, what is in pain. I cannot tell you how the light comes, but that it does and that it will. And that it'll work its way into the deepest dark and enfold you. Though it may seem long ages in coming, or arrives in a shape you did not foresee. And so may this day, may we turn ourselves towards it, lift our faces, and to allow it to find us. May we be open, and open more and open still, and allow the blessed light to come. Amen. Thank you.
Higher than the mountains that I face, stronger than the power of the grave, constant in the trial and the change. This one thing remains. This one thing remains. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love. And on and on and on and on it goes. Yes, it overwhelms and satisfies my soul. And I'll never ever have to be afraid. This one thing remains. This one thing remains. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love. In death, in life, I'm confident and covered by the power of your great love. My debt is paid. I'm nothing that can separate my heart from your great love. gives up, it never runs out on me. Your love never fails, it never gives up, it never runs out on me. Your love never fails, it never gives up, it never runs out on me.